Alright, welcome back from the desk of low. Now, if you're in tune with the underground scene and if you're familiar with this face, you recognize my guy right here. I won't front, I keep it a mill like the beloved flea says. I was late to the cloth, but when I did my research and discovered like dust to dust and angel and demon, I was like, Jesus Christ! Without further introductions, I have M.A.V, aka Money and Violence, formerly known as Maverick Montana.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How you doing
Thank
today,
you.
kid?
Man, I'm solid, man. I'm just at home. I was a little what I'm saying, little reluctant to do the video joint, you know what I'm saying, just on the strength of at home, and I like to try to keep that private. So,
Yeah.
but beforehand, I jumped on there and doubt my folks, and I was like, we can do that, you know what I'm saying, and give it a personal touch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, Ken, and I fully understand when artists don't want to show their face too, because like everybody wants to be comfortable too.
Absolutely. I'm always comfortable. You see, I still got my dreads wrapped up and everything, but I need them to see my face.
Yeah,
Definitely need them to see my face. Pardon.
yeah, because when a lot of people when they hear the news, they like to put a face to it too, so they can actually see like, oh man, I can imagine this doing this, but this is actually real life because you put a lot of heart and soul into your music, from what I heard.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
now for the people who ain't in tune from you too, because we're all the way in West Canada, did you grow up in Rochester?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Native.
Now, how was it like in high school for growing up in Rochester? Because up here in Canada, man, it is totally different than what it is in the States.
Yo, high school was a dope time. You talking
Okay.
about just high school, or you talking about musically in high school? I mean,
Um,
high school.
both.
Uh, Musically, high school was super dope on the strength of you had a lot of people exploring music. I'm not sure if you familiar with pardon me, Hassan Mackey.
No, sir. I'll keep it all the way. No, sir.
Listen, let me tell you this first before we even continue. If you want to tap into the God MC when it comes to Rochester pop, then don't tap into the cloth. Don't tap in the don't tap into Spesh. You need to tap into Hassan Mackey.
Okay. Now, some of the names you said appear on the show, so I'll definitely tap into that too. Because shout out to Pat's guest Ito with Spesh, a lot of Rochester been on the show too. Because man, you guys been at it for a long time now, but as for like the average listener, like I discovered you guys around 2019. Now that's mad late compared to how long that you guys been putting in work.
Shit, that was a few weeks ago.
Summertime. Let's say summertime. But you guys,
Okay.
but you guys are actually like this upstate scene has been going on for a while now. It wasn't until recently that the spotlight's really being shined on it now because I'll go back and do my research on you guys too, right? So when I found out like how the claw formed too, I'm like, man, there has to be like the beginnings of like when they first started out. So I understand that you went by Maverick Montana. Was that your very first name when you first started out?
That wasn't my very, very first name, but as far as this new this new thing we got going on, that would probably be like the earliest that they would know me from. I actually touched on it on another show at another point in time where I was saying that in just a course of music and myself that I had several names, but like Montana, Maverick Montana, like those names right there, those are the ones that are gonna strike a nerve. Those are the ones that's going people are really gonna be in tune. I feel like even though I've been around for a while, that I probably really hit stride. Maybe let's say abracadabra, angels and demons. And what I mean by hit my stride is like the music didn't just get good, but I feel like you know what I'm saying. Like the music world really opened up around that time. So like anything done prior to that, you know what I'm saying, is like a relic. They looking for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like how you said relic too, because even like from your cover for Abracadabra with Finn from Toronto, man, like the Rochester Canadian collaborations, they come out fucking crazy. So was that like the very first time you worked with a Canadian producer?
Yeah, I would definitely have to say so. Yep. Me and that was the first time. Matter of fact, I think before Finn, I actually did a joint with Sibs that
Okay.
featured Daniel Son, Ason Eastwood, Cypher Soze, Black Nazi, and me and Rob Gates from the Club. So Sibs would be the first time I worked with a Canadian producer.
Okay.
Finn would be the first Canadian producer that I did a project.
Man, you guys nailed that project. That shit is hard right there.
I truly appreciate it, man. Like our brothers right there. You know,
But
it's like that's like family away from family right there. You know,
I was just gonna
going
say.
across that. Yeah, that's a hop, skip, and a jump. So, you know what I'm saying? If you notice, but we do a lot of work with them. We do a ton of work with them.
That tic tac toe joint on that, that's my shit right there. I fuck with that joint.
That's real shit right there, man.
Oh.
9 block radius, man.
No, I have to ask this. Cause I
God
always.
set that up.
I love asking unique questions too. You still have those Avrex jackets that you used to have like 3 or 4 at a time, or did you get rid of those?
And let me tell you something. I'll be looking online every year, at least 3 to 4 times, trying to locate those type of Averex jackets, and the ones that I come up with be all crusty, they be all cracked up.
It's like this one's used.
Yeah, they was big, man. I used to get like 3, 4 at a time. But the crazy thing is, like, they come out like every other month with like new ones. So while I'm still going through, I'm saying the 3 that we just purchased, now old line and new ones came out. So now we got to get you back down to the store to go get like 3, 4 more. Because I can't be caught wearing the last set of joints when they got new ones out. You know what I mean? Some kid who can only afford one gonna come through with that one on, and everybody gonna look at me crazy at that time. And that's what we kept thinking. So you had to be up on it. You had the newest joints. You know what I'm saying? But they was, man, it was Apex jackets was like Halloween candy. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you go, you get a Snickers bar. You go to next house, you know what I'm saying? They handed out Reese's peanut butter cups, so you had to really stay on top of this. You had
Man,
to stay on top of it.
because I only wish we only got to experience that up in Western Canada too. Because we got that Avrex shit mad late up here too. We had to get it like at the spot like a Winners. It's like where all the old clothing goes until they put on to next year. So we were mad late on that. But back in the day, I would have killed to have one of those Avrex jackets, even if it was just one. Would have been good.
Listen, imagine opening your closet like 4, but then you're gonna give them the goodwill, or you're gonna give them to somebody who can't really afford them, but because you got 4 new ones.
Yeah.
You know, so that was.
It's like I'm not rocking these. Here you go.
They always went to good use, you know, during that time. But that was a very, very different time. Like you gotta even tap into that whole way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? I can't be seen in last month's leather because several new joints just dropped off.
Yeah.
Like that's really young-minded thinking, and you got to factor that time too. Like I was young, you know what I'm saying? That's how we thought. It was just like Jay saying, you know what I'm saying? The difference between a 4.0, 4.6, you know, 30, 40 grand cocksucker. You wanted the newer joint. You ain't want the base model of anything, and that's how, you know what I'm saying? Like at that time, a younger guy, like that's kind of how we put everything together. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be on top of things. You didn't want to wear yellow gold because now they had white gold out. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, they had red. You know, they had the rose gold. So it was always something. You know what I mean? But that was silly us though.
Yeah.
That was silly us. You know what I'm saying?
And as you get older too, your priorities change too, and you start to grow up a little bit more. But back then, it's okay to be fly as fuck. Still now too.
Man, listen. At that time, man, as a younger man, like there's absolutely nothing as big as yourself. You know, in life. You know what I'm saying? It's not until you actually have some things that you really want to live for and die for that you realize that, like, nah, I'm not the end all to be all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a piece of this puzzle, but I got things that I value more than I value myself, and I think very, very highly of myself. I got a wife and kids, so like we're not gonna trade in. You know what I'm saying? A 5 series because they just dropped a new one with the X drive we can trade in a small seven for the bigger seven, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We not goofy shit. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, as we move on from fashion to actually music, to actually no, I have one more question about fashion too. Your sister kept you fly as fuck as a youngin too. I heard you were wearing like MCM and like, and then like MCM. People born in the '90s, we didn't hear that shit until like 2010.
A lot of people didn't, man. My sister was fly. She was a B girl, so she was involved. You know what I'm saying? She was you know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to my sister, Portia. My sister was involved in like a little bit of everything. Like she was one of the cool kids. She was
Yeah.
part of the in crowd. So you know what I'm saying? I was exposed to a lot young. You know what I'm saying? Like the cool big dudes. You know what I'm saying? They give me shotguns with weed. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, baby, little man and all of that stuff. But she really just, you know what I'm saying, kept me up on everything. You know what I'm saying? The type to get you dressed in the morning and be like, yeah, there you go, you're good for the day. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I know you like Voltron, but we not wearing those sneakers. Here, put these. You know what I'm saying? We got the suede Pumas. Put these on.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, you really got like my influence. You know what I'm saying? Truly, I would honestly say come from her. Like when he wasn't taking care of me, I was still going to the paraphernalia like back. See, I'm older than a lot of these cats.
Yeah.
So we had paraphernalia stores where you got like mannitol and shit to cut cocaine, and you know what I'm saying. You could buy like custom crack pipes, look like some science experiment shit. You know what I'm saying, really. But like at the back of that store, it was like a smoke shop before a smoke shop. But like at the back of that
Okay.
store, they had the fat shit, and they had like cats don't realize like during the '80s we used to outfit ourselves with feathers too. So you might have like a roach clip that had like several different colored feathers on. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I was too young to know the significance of it, but at the same time, my sister, you know what I'm saying, like with stripes that she wore, it didn't matter if it belonged to like some gang ties or whatever. Knew who I was based on like my sister. I hadn't put in any work. I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? They'd just be like, yo, that's Portia, little brother. You know what I mean? I was able to do pretty much, you know what I'm saying?
Do whatever you want.
Whatever the fuck I wanted to. Because, like, she's going to handle it, too. Like,
Oh yeah.
she was like, probably, like, one of the first gangsters I knew, too. Like, if I had to be like, oh, yeah, she probably one of the first gangsters, you know what I'm saying, that I truly knew as well. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if you did do something to me,
Yeah, she'll find out.
oh, you was going to wear them scars. Like, soon, too.
Yeah.
Like
no games at all when it comes to family.
Nah. I think that's kind of like why I'm the way I am. You know, it all stems from my sister. You know what I'm saying? My sister, you know what I mean? My mother, they just was, you know what I'm saying? Apples don't fall too far, but like I'm probably like the most refined when it comes to that.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had to really fine tune all of this shit. I would be a product of that.
They definitely did a good job too, man. And I can only tell too, like, did your sister like introduce you to hip hop too? Like the actual like the underground scene for the hip hop. Like I don't want to say like the actual like like MC Hammer or shit like that, but like the actual like a Raucous Records or like the Licks or somebody like that.
Listen, there was no licks. It wasn't Raucous Records when my sister
was
like
coming up.
produced. Yeah, absolutely. Like the shit we listened to like the Fat Boys, the Skinny Boys, Curtis Blow.
Okay, so we can take it way back. Okay.
Absolutely. Like yeah, none of it. That's why I always say like I don't really have any musical influences when it comes to you know what I'm saying, what's going on right now. Like
you got to witness the birth of it.
Yeah, absolutely, truly.
Wow.
If I did say I had an influence, and people laugh at me until I really break shit down for them, and they be like, "Yo, I didn't know." I would say it would be L.
Okay. I don't know why the fuck they would laugh, but okay.
Yeah. But you know what? Again, like most of the cats that's doing what we do, they're younger. You know what I'm saying? So they come in at a different time, and they don't really realize how groundbreaking, you know what I'm saying, a dude like LL was for that time. You know what I'm saying? He was a teenage boy, but like he was already in movies. He was the symbol. You know what I'm saying? He was doing
Commercials
back.
and shit like
I've
that.
heard of all types of shit. Like he was doing it first, but they weren't around for all of that. So I kind of understand where it'd be like, oh, I get it. You just really not hip. It's cool though. It's cool though. I actually put a post up several months ago, and it was in regards to LL.
Okay.
And one of the guys laughed. Respected artist too, you know what I'm saying? Shout him out. He know who he is. And like a couple of days after that, he sent me something that had just popped up his timeline in regards to LL, and he was like, "Yo, I didn't know, bro." I was like, "It's all good, man. Like that's how
You weren't there. It's good.
yeah, it's just cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that you know what I'm saying. When he seen that, that made him tap in. Like, oh shit. But that's how I know whether I want you to follow me or not, or whether I'm gonna follow you or not. Every now and then I'll put some shit up about LL, and that's just how I clean house. I use it as a way of cleaning out my follows and shit. Like if I put something up about LL and I don't like your response, I just get rid of you. Shit. And the crazy thing is, I ain't even no major ties to L. I just know that like the music is truly like the only thing we have in common, and I think we both can get by without fucking with each other. You know what I mean?
But you also do it though, so these youngins actually should know these history out there because like I'll keep it a buck. I swear to God, I should have been born in the '80s because when I tell people about, yo, you remember Enter the Stage on Black Moon or MC Sham when the bridge up, yo, motherfuckers be looking at me crazy. They're like, we don't know it. I'm like, what? How the fuck do you know?
And those was dope times too. I'm telling you, man. I don't really know how things was going on in Queens. You know, what I'm saying, but like, yo, Black Moon,
Woo.
man, they gave us edge. You know what I'm saying? So like, we had on the big fatigue coats. I had the smoothest fatigue pullover. Like, and I was like one of the only ones that had it. So like, while everybody else had like traditional army coats, you know what I'm saying?
You had
Man,
fatigues.
I had a fatigue freaking pullover, you know what I'm saying? And the neck came up to like, oh, it was some crazy shit. It was some super technical shit. But you know what I'm saying? You had the 40 below Timberlands, some denim, and it was good for the day. It was good for the day. And we did it based on just how Black Moon dressed. Like, yo, they dress like this. Helter Skelter, they dress like this. You know what I'm saying? DOS Effects, they dress like this. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, on one of the DOS Effects, because I think if you open it up, it's a picture of them. It's a bunch of guys, you know, DOS Effects, it's a bunch of other guys, but I think one of the members actually has on that pullover that I had.
Was it their first album they released?
Like, I think so.
Okay.
First, it was definitely second, but like one of the only guys that had that pullover. So you know what I'm saying? I felt like shit, man. And it's the rite of passage. Like as fly as I am, I'm the only one with this shit right here.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
There was a different time back then too. A lot of people have to realize then too. It was a different time. There was no social media. There was no internet.
None of that. None of that. Your reputation was based off of the work you put in. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, you know what I'm saying? I was in high school, and hell, like we was on shit. We was a little advanced, you know what I mean? We went through some shit early and we did some shit, you know what I'm saying, early as well. But we were definitely influenced by the music as well as our environment. In the house and outside of the house. And we carried ourselves as this, so you know what I mean?
Okay. Now, like, would you say that was a kind of a blessing for you to go everything like that a little bit early in your life because it gave you more of like knowledge of like what to do and what not to do as you grew wiser throughout the years? I don't like to say older. I like to say wiser.
Absolutely. Yeah, we seen like during that time, like we seen guys die young. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen guys that moved with us. You know what I'm saying? They ran in the same circles with us. We seen guys die, and you know we seen guys get locked up. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of, you know what I'm saying? You kind of get it young.
Yeah.
Most kids, you know what I'm saying? They just going to school, they playing sports, they having a good time.
Yeah, they don't see none of that shit.
Nah, they don't do anything that could lead to that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
As well. So like we was doing high school kid shit, and I was, but I was still doing grown man shit before and after school.
yeah.
You know, I still played high school sports. I still got good grades and all of that. But like, I probably had more money than you as well. You know what I'm saying? But that's that's how we was.
Oh,
That's how we was, and like the environment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, inside the house and outside. You know what I'm saying? Perpetuated those types of moves.
okay, okay. Now, for what's like an average summer day in Rochester as you grew wiser throughout the years too?
For me, it will probably be very, very different. You
Okay,
know what I'm saying? Let's go younger me. Younger me, cooling out with the fellas, doing day to day. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that may entail, whether it was something good or whether it was something bad. As I got older, um, uh, uh, a great summer day. Shit, me, my wife, and kids. You know what I'm saying? Um, we just get a plane. We don't do no road trips too tough, but just some simple shit. Some simple shit. You know what I'm saying? There was a time where like I was a homeowner early as well.
okay.
So like it was still a time, you know what I'm saying? I was 24 years old. I built my first crib, and
Wow. Jeez.
I would still come outside and be like, yo, like, and just it should be like real surreal. You know what I'm saying? To know like, yo, this is mine's. Like
Yeah,
this
at
ours.
24, mind you.
Absolutely, absolutely. You gotta keep in mind, like a few years before that, I was, you know, totally different.
Yeah,
And even at 24, you know what I'm saying? Still a little wild. You know what I'm saying? Still doing what I'm saying? Shit, but at the
yeah,
same time, like I'm starting to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to get it because I'm not married, but my soon to be wife was like there for all of that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like we doing like real adult, real. You know what I'm saying? Like
Real
family
adult, like grown man shit,
shit.
let's say.
Yeah, yeah, like truly grown man shit. Not based on age, but like just the moves. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They were different. So like they all count. They all gotta make sense. Like you know what I'm saying? Before I jump into shit, especially right now, I gotta take other things into consideration. That's why you don't see me posting heavy this, that, and the third. I'm mindful of shit I post. It's easy for me, you know what I'm saying, for a guy, I'm an entrepreneur, to see some shit and be like, what they doing? You know what I'm saying? But like, I also got to keep in mind that I may be 15. I may even be 20 years older than some of the people that are connected to me in one way or another. And in most cases, like if you're not one of the little homies or whatever, and you 15 years younger than me, I probably don't even fuck with you. If I know you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm always give you some gems and be like, yo, you wilding out here or whatever it may be. But like in most cases, you know what I'm saying? We never connect.
yeah.
Now, music put me in the company of like a lot of age ranges, a lot of,
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, cast different nationalities, you know what I'm saying? So I got to factor that all in. So to make sure I stay in a safe zone emotionally, I'm not on the internet talking to cats all day or
Yeah.
often. You know
Yeah,
what
because
I'm
you're
saying?
living real life. Like,
Give
your life doesn't revolve around the internet.
Yeah, it's kind of a gift and a curse because it may hurt my fan base in one way because they're like, yo, like I wanna talk to him more. I wanna, you know what I'm saying, more. I wanna interact with him more, and that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying. I should adopt that, and I want to, but like you gotta understand, I have a very very low tolerance for
Bullshit.
like yeah,
Yeah.
truly. So
And you can cuss on here, too. I forgot to tell you that, too. So, yeah, yeah, you can cuss.
yo, say no more. I've got slipped a couple of times already anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to let you. A lot of people ask me, like, can I curse? I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, you curse, yeah.
Hey, fuck yeah.
But like a lot of people too, but they also have to understand too. Like an artist can only take so much too. Like for example too, like some artists love that mystery persona, like M.A.V. Doom. This guy talks to nobody.
Right. And I think that's one of the things. Rick even said it like, yo, I think that's one of the things that makes that gives you a lure. Like, although they're close to you, they've never been close to you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
like how
So
you said
you,
that.
you know, in this city, and they'd be like, "Yo, is Mav here?" And he'd be like, "Nah, Mav isn't here." You know what I'm saying? And like, I gotta factor in, you know what I'm saying, my life away from music. You know what I'm saying? So every time I make a trip and I'm at a show in Toronto, I'm at a show in Boston, I'm at a show wherever, or I'm doing something wherever music related. That's also, even though I'm with family, that's time away from my wife and kids.
Okay,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, my
and that's
haven't
precious time.
grabbed. Absolutely, that's very precious time. You know what I'm saying? Even though we building something, you know what I'm saying, with the cloth, that's very precious time. All of the time is precious. But my kids really haven't grasped the concept of, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, like, dad ain't no superstar, but like, he been gone all fucking week.
Yeah, he's
You
making
know what I'm
moves.
saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I think actually they don't give a fuck about music. They don't give a fuck about math. They care about Colin.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
dad.
That's who they care about. So they don't give a shit whether I put out no music ever again. They don't give a shit if I entertain anybody. They just know, listen, that I'm having trouble with science. I'm having trouble with math. Shit, I want to watch the game with you. Yo, we should go to this high school basketball game. Like, and that shit important to me. Like, I don't really give a fuck about rappers or none of that
Yeah.
goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? But my family is absolutely A1. That's my first order of business right there.
And see, and like I said before, man, your sister and mom did a fine job raising you, man, because you put your family first, man. There'll be so much people out there that be like, we can do this time later, but you take those opportunities to enjoy those moments too. So I gotta salute you on that, 'cause that's a real man right there.
I appreciate that, man. Thank
Anytime. Now, when you do get in the studio, I understand like you don't fuck around at all. You do like 4 or 5 joints, and then you might come back like a couple days later because you don't like to really force nothing. Like you're not really a studio rat. You like
you.
to knock it out. For,
Not a studio rat at all.
yeah, okay.
Not a studio rat at all. I don't want to hear. I don't want to when I go in the studio. I don't want to hear a gang of beats and none of that shit. I don't want, like, I'm working on something. I don't want to hear the beat repetitively. I just want to hear the beat like one time. And when I hear it, just give me like, now I need some quiet time. Like,
Yeah.
I need absolute silence. You know what I'm saying? Meaning I can go in another room and just breathe for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and I'm ready. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or you can go someplace else and just give me some time to put it together. You know what I'm saying? And then like it's time. But like a lot of times I come to the studio ready anyway, so I might,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, like pull up this beat, and then, you know what I'm saying, I'll listen to it, you know, like one time. I'll go over it, then we get the levels, and then like truly, like 5-10 minutes later, that joint done. You
Okay.
know, like now we spend more time during the mixing and mastering phase than we
Okay.
spend with me recording anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't be in there fucking around.
Yeah.
Like
Like
if I
yo,
come
you
to
do the mixing, or
like,
you do the mix. Yeah, I'm out.
for the most, but you know what I'm saying. We've gotten to a point where it's important for me to be there during those phases. You know what I'm saying. So I can't be the absent party. I can be the absent party for certain situations, but like when it's going on, we putting something together, whether it's mine, whether it's somebody else's.
Okay.
Those are important to me to be there in studio, just to make sure aesthetically everything goes the way it's supposed to go. Hear things for the way they're supposed to be heard and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying. You you at least get another year or two of visibility of me. Go
Okay.
back to being a business end, because I feel like at that point in time, musically, I'll be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten my dose of, you know what I'm saying, being that guy, and
Yeah.
then I can get out of the, you know, my team deep. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh
there's a
yeah.
lot of talent, a lot of talent in the club. So like, if I'm not active and you still get a chance to see me and connect with me, like, oh shit, that's Mav right there. But I'm not doing music. I feel like you're not losing anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Illinois, you know, you got Riggs, and you got Mover. Lord knows how long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no in place. You still got Route. decades for Lord knows how long. You still got synth, you know what I'm saying? You still got times change. So it's a lot of time and a lot of music for those guys, you know what I'm saying? And even though I feel like at some point in time it's truly gonna be time for me to bow out gracefully and go sit on the other side, get back on the other side of the desk and let them and get the hell out of their way, man. Like you don't even know what it's you don't even know what it's like, man. Be
Man,
listening to other cats, be on joints with my guys, and I'll be like, oh man, this is bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is bad. Like you can't keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? So imagine the old guys trying to keep up with the guys. They super talented, man. You know, super talented. So you know that steel sharp and steel thing. My steel done been sharp so much to the point where it's thin as a razor blade. So I gotta be careful.
man.
I gotta be careful at this point.
But see, I like how like you think about the future instead of like the present though too, because like you know what, like I do have a plan for it. It's not like what am I doing the next month or what am I doing the next year. You have a long goal at the end of the day.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Because without doing music, I could still be involved for a very, very long time, just based on the experience, you know, the things that I've been through, the knowledge that I've acquired, and again, I'm still acquiring knowledge, and you know what I'm saying? I can still be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? I can go from being the center, crashing the boards, to you know what I'm saying? I can go. I can be the coach. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I can
Okay.
be the
Oh, I like
GM.
that.
You know what I'm saying? But the crazy thing is, we all are owners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to just, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to bring more to the table than just some rap skills. You know what I'm saying? That shit a little played out.
Man, I was gonna say, cause that joint, that only way out. When I first heard you guy on Tit for Tat Tech Nine, I was like, yo, son is fucking nice, 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 nice. Like that dude has a bright future ahead of him. I told Riggs that too. I was like, yo, that Tech Nine guy, yo, that guy's fucking nice.
Now listen, Tech, another one. You know what I'm saying? Tech went away. You know what I'm saying? Young, and Tech has been home. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe we might be approaching a year. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
Okay.
speak too prematurely, but like it's crazy, man. Like he's a perfect example of how he could be absent for so long, and when I say long, he's been absent for a very long time, and still come and claim a place musically. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That lets you know that um, nobody's reinvented the wheel to the point where he can't keep up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is the clear front runner to this thing. Like he's in the race.
Yeah.
You know, and on anything that you've heard him on, you know what I'm saying? It's like damn, like he hasn't missed a beat. I
Yeah.
like several years away, you know, off of from music and got back involved, and here we are today. You know what I'm saying?
And
It's
it's
like
never
nobody's
given up. That's
decided
the
to
thing.
win. What happened?
Oh, it's never given up. That's the thing.
Not at all. Not at all, man. It's shit like riding a bike. You know what I'm saying? If I quit, if I stopped right now and decided next year, this month, I want to get right back involved, I'm almost positive with is you know what I'm saying? As much shit is gonna drop between now and then. I'm almost positive that I would be able to put something out and be a part of the conversation. I've never been just personally me being the topic of conversation, but I'm always in the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, I like that.
Always
I
in the
like that.
conversation. Like you can't have the conversation without bringing me up. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot of effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You you can't mention a lot of shit without mentioning the cloth unless
Oh
you're
yeah.
trying to mention the cloth. You know what I'm saying? You do have people that put a great deal of time and effort into not mention us. We cool with that. Like you know what I'm saying? We ain't looking for no handouts. We're gonna take whatever the fuck we want anyways.
Yeah. And it's like, why would you care what the next man says too? You guys are doing your own thing though. It's just like, fuck, if they want to listen, they listen. But they should be because, man, fuck, the club. Oh shit, I've been on like people like TDE and like Griselda early. So when I hear somebody like the cloth and like the roster it has, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Like Brown Bag Money too. Like when you guys collab, it's like it's like a Wu and Locks when they collab, but it's like their own feeling of like the Canadian, the Rochester when they connect, like the Cloth and
Indeed.
BBM.
Right, right, right. Like I said, them like our brothers over there, you know. I'm saying there's a lot of work between the both of us. Me and Ason Eastwood, we working on something.
Woo!
We probably maybe before the year out, you know what I'm saying. Some more, you know what I'm saying. I think we a little more refined, so we're gonna talk our talk, you know what I'm saying, and it's gonna be for it's that real bespoke shit, you know what I'm saying. It ain't for the corner boy, you know what I mean. But it's real refined. It's heavy talk. It's that shit. You know what I'm saying. You know what do. You know what Ace do, and you know what I do. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good time. You know what I'm saying. And we're gonna have Sibs produce that whole thing.
Okay.
I
Okay.
said Sibs was the first one. You know what I'm saying. He was the first. He was the first person that I collabed with as far as Canadian producers.
Yeah,
So
like you said earlier.
yeah, yeah, we do a bunch of joints together. We're gonna do. I might have a few solos. I'm sure you're gonna have a few solos, and then we're gonna bring the teams in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring
Okay.
the teams in and let them have fun. So like you already know what that is. That you already see that outcome already without even seeing it, without even hearing it. You already know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? Especially and that's just keep between the two families. You know what I'm saying? You already know you got something special right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like even too, like I love how like you venture outside of like your camps too, like your collaboration with Ty Ferris on No Cosign, Just Cocaine 3, The War.
Absolutely,
That shit was
absolutely.
fire.
I fuck with Ty. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
my guy too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ty Ferris, shout out Detroit. And you see what consistency do for him with the no cosigns,
Oh yeah.
cocaine situation, you know what I'm saying? Like he just steady throwing a brick on the table like here, taste this. It's good one. Man, Ty Ferris, he don't let up. He don't let up. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the perfect explanation for Ty right there. I like that.
Real shit. Real shit. Real
Okay.
shit.
Now, being from somebody who got to witness like the birth of hip hop too, what was it like when you got to a project of yours in hand on vinyl? Like, what was that feeling like?
You know what? I had already experienced it, and what I
Okay.
mean by that is, I celebrate my victories the same way I celebrate a victory for Riggs, the same way I celebrate a victory for Mooch, for Rob Gates, or anybody else on my squad. When they win, I win. You know what I'm saying? So the same excitement I have is, you know what I'm saying, the same type of excitement I have when Riggs got his first vinyl. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So when Riggs, like crazy as it may sound, it had lost its luster. You know what I'm saying? But I already been through it. And what I mean by that is, um, when he first got, I want to say it was I got samples. When we first I got samples back, and it was on vinyls. And you know what I'm saying? He ripped open the box. He had the test presses,
Yeah.
and he handed me one like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Here, that one for you. And I was like, keep those. Like, keep those, because those going to prove to be very valuable. And I gave him the test press. So I don't own a test press. But I have everything, you know what I'm saying? But I don't own the test press of any of Rick's albums.
Okay.
But when regulars came, when they shipped the regular ones, I looked at him and was like, yo, bro, we got a record. We got a vinyl record, you know what I'm saying? And it's his, let's keep it in mind, it's his project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the excitement that I'm going through at that particular moment is like I put out a project and this is my vinyl.
Yeah.
And that's the way you're supposed to celebrate your guys, you know what I'm saying? So like by the time my vinyl came, it was like I got another vinyl. But like even though it was my first
Yeah.
solo vinyl, I'd already experienced that. You know what I'm saying? When I got samples came out on vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Because that actually meant just as much to me as it meant to him. You know, having it on vinyl. You know what I mean? It was kind of a surreal feeling. Like yo, like I'm looking at him like nephew. I know you don't know about running to the record store every Tuesday to get albums, but like
This shit
this
right here is like
shit right here. This is what we was doing. You know what I mean? And the crazy, crazy shit is my first vinyl purchase was Ice T's Power album.
Oh shit.
You're right.
Oh
So if you look
shit.
at the cover, you know what I'm saying? Ice T was T was very, very popular during that
Oh
time.
yes.
And that
Every
cover is still a very, very
classic West
major
Coast cover too. I love that
till,
cover.
till the day they had him in the linen suits. You know what I'm saying? Had his wife in the middle with the shotgun and you know, the bathing suit on. And like once you took the album out on the sleeve, like it had all the lyrics. So you know what I'm saying? I was in there learning all of the fun Ice T songs. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, damn, yo.
Right. But I was playing them. Look, I didn't have like no techniques or nothing. Like I was playing them on like my grandmother's console. That shit was like about the size of a Cadillac. So you lift up, you lift up the hood.
Oh, and the
Literally.
whole thing. Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, my grandma had one of those. Yeah.
And it had a turntable in it.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Had a had a turntable in it. Had an 8-track player in it. And then like on the side it had speakers. Everything was all built in, but it also had the TV. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like this was like the very first entertainment center. You know what I'm saying?
Like literally.
Yeah, truly. You know what I'm saying? So I used to play my joint on that. You know what I'm saying? And shut the door so nobody could hear what was what you were saying. You know, you were saying all type.
It was graphic shit back then, especially.
Very graphic. So yeah, man. But yeah, man. When I first got my first vinyl, it was like doing it all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was like winning a championship. It was like repeating. You know what I'm saying? Because I just did with I got samples, and then my joint Abracadabra came out. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, yeah, all right, that's two.
It's like you felt like Kobe with the rims after, I bet too, when it started coming.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was just, you know what I'm saying, 3P. You know, before and anytime, you know what I'm saying. Just when Mooch got his joints, I looked at him like, ooh, these beautiful. You know,
Yeah, boss sauce.
I could have stole some in Toronto, but I waited until he had them in hand. We brung them back. We brung them back from Toronto for him as soon as he had them in his hand. You know what I'm saying? I was looking like, yeah, these shit's beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? And the cover was absolutely amazing. So immediately I just got whatever I was going to take, you know what I'm saying? And again, I was stealing right there in plain sight. But at the same time, I was celebrating, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got another album out, you know what I'm saying? It's Mooch album. But like, they're like my trophies, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a vinyl collector. So like, you won't see like a room full of vinyls.
Yeah,
maybe I should,
or on the floor in your collection.
Yeah, nah, I think I gotta get away from music. Pardon me. I think I gotta get away from music, at least doing music, to really be able to sit down and appreciate everything that's been coming out, and a lot of stuff that I may have missed during that time away from music. That really put a separation between me and music, the time that I was away from music. So when I got back to doing music, I still really wasn't patching in with anything that I had lost. I just started doing music again.
Yeah,
you know
for the love of it too, because that's your passion at the end of the day.
Absolutely, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of shit that I missed. You know what I'm saying? Somebody would be like, "Yo, you remember when such and such?" And I'll be like, "Mm-mm." Now then, it comes to find out that that came out during that time I was away from music. I wasn't checking for nobody musically, underground or industry. You know what I'm saying? I was working on being a husband and father. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, that shit is what meant the most to me. And again, I was still a little wild, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of had some shackles on, so I couldn't really be too wild. I had to figure some shit. You know what I'm saying? Some slowed me down. You know what I mean? So I had to figure some shit out. Music really wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? That was the farthest thing from my mind.
Well, see, that's an interesting take on it too, because I can see why if you're always around, though, the inspiration won't come. It's like you gotta separate the two, especially when you're doing music too.
Right. Well, like you know, if I gave people some of the shit that I deal with, or some of the shit that I've gone through, as let's say as the new me, it may not be as glamorous So I give you a lot of the older me. You know what I'm saying?
What you
And
been
the
through?
voice. What happened?
What you been through? That's what you give us.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that I've been through, seen, done. You know what I'm saying? I give you a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I put a very, very personal touch on it. You know what I'm saying? By using the present mind state of today. You know what I'm saying? Of me today, delivering all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it comes across the way it comes across.
Okay, man. Because like I always say too, like you can tell. Well, you really can't tell, but it's the energy that you put into a record. Like you can kind of see, like, okay, this guy really been through it. And then when you listen to somebody who hasn't been through it, it's like, I don't think he really done that.
Man, listen, the crazy thing is you can and it is crazy. Most cases I've been you know what I'm saying, I've been around guys that done music and I've liked the shit that they've done, but when I've gotten the opportunity to look them in the eyes, it's crazy because it's like, yo, no disrespect, but like you pussy, like you this music, this music, you know what I'm saying? But the crazy thing is you'll really be surprised how many guys are doing it, and I don't knock what they doing. The catch is though, at some point in time, you run into guys that really do that shit,
Yeah,
but you're all standing on two separate sides. Now all of the shit that you talked, you know what
you gotta
I'm
back
saying,
that
and
shit up.
that absolutely, like you know what I'm saying. Whatever character you playing, like now's time. Now's the time to jump into that role.
Yeah,
Like
it's like you
you
talking
gotta
all that
do
on
something.
wax. This is real life. Let's go.
Absolutely, so many. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Um, there's you don't find anybody that disputes and be like, oh man, I see him in church every Sunday and on Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody disputes. You know, I used to put some real crazy shit on, like, pardon me, IG,
Okay,
and like the post would be normal, but the shit that I say under the post,
just
you know
wild.
what I'm saying? It would be wild, you know what I'm saying, but it'd be true, and I would always say that, like, you know what I'm saying. Nobody's gonna dispute what I'm saying, like, because they know for a fact that that shit is very real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was an active participant in that. Like, so ain't nobody, you know, nobody in the right mind. You know what I'm saying? Somebody from another country just for the sake of doing it, but like nobody in the right,
Yeah,
ain't nobody in my gonna be like, that's bullshit. They gonna be like, yeah,
yeah, that's real shit though.
right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that shit ain't nothing to be proud of.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I like your
And I
attitude.
don't, yep, I don't glamorize none of that. None of the shit that comes out in the music. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to the way I deliver it, you'll see that there's nothing glamorous about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Like, we got guys that's locked up. We know guys that are dead. You know what I'm saying? Behind some of these tales. You know what I'm saying? We're just telling some of these tales from our point of view
perspective.
outside, but they don't get a chance to tell you their part. They lost in some of these situations. They don't get an opportunity to tell from, you know what I'm saying, from their eyes. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying. That's a tough spot to be in right there. You know, and them coming back from death, they don't get to, you know what I'm saying, hit the rewind button. You know what I'm saying. Some of these guys lost truly. You know what I'm saying. If you got locked up, if you got locked up, you know what I'm saying, you lock up and come home at some point in time. But like, you know, it's guys that died behind some of this shit, and they don't
Yeah.
get to tell their story. You know what I mean?
Well, and also too, like there's a lot of innocent people that lost their lives too, and then when you make something like that too, it immortalizes them.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
I
you,
always say that we'll be around. At some point in time, I will no longer be around. You know what I'm saying? And you won't be around. But like the shit that we've done, like your podcasts, your family will be able to play these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Or listen to the recording and be like, "Yo, that was my folks right there. That
yeah,
was low right doing this thing from the desk of low." I always say the music is always gonna outlast us. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, I'll be dead. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a memory. You know what I'm saying? And this music, it'll still be available. It'll still be around. You know what I'm saying? People will be like, "Damn, like yo, someone's on some other shit. He was really saying some shit during that time period." But I'll be gone. You know what I mean? So the music and all of it will truly outlast us. You know what I'm saying?
or especially
And
like a project like Dust to Dust, like holy shit, that's my shit right there.
I truly appreciate that, man. Dust to Dust is mood music. You know what I'm saying? If you listen
Ah,
to it, it's got a totally different vibe. Everything on there's got a totally different
I was
vibe.
gonna
So
say that
dope
versatility.
experience. Absolutely, absolutely, man. Fucking Katola did his thing on that. Shout out to Katola. Um, I was just fucking with him a couple of days ago, and I was like, yo, I just seen on your IG live, you know what I'm saying? I heard you playing something crazy, and then
I need that.
I just sent the number two to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Dust to Dust two, maybe,
Oh,
possibly.
oh, oh, okay. That took a while. Okay.
You never
I
know,
thought you meant like just like a tooth, and I'm like, oh shit, these he's headed that dust to dust too.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. D2. You never know though. You know what I'm saying? We haven't etched anything in stone.
Yeah.
We haven't etched anything in stone. Like I said, that's he's an amazing producer, amazing videographer. He got his hands in a lot of things. He do a lot of things, and he does a lot of things well. But we have discussed it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't say like, yo, let's do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he has other things going on. But what I can tell you is that me and Hobgoblin, we getting ready to release dust. Pardon me,
Angel and
D2
Demons too.
and Demons. But when I was recording, probably like one or two songs into A&D2, I hit Hobgoblin, and you know what I'm saying. It was like, yo, the trilogy, like we got to get 3 of these. You know what I'm saying? And after the third one, you know what I'm saying, then we can both, you know what I'm saying, breathe for a minute. But like, you're definitely gonna get an Angels and Demons 3.
Okay.
Like I talked to him, you know what I'm saying, all the way from the UK. We talked about 20, 30 minutes earlier this morning. So like, you're definitely gonna get a 3, and that's what we were actually talking about. 2 is done. Yep, 2 is done. 2 is on the table. 2's been done since December.
Holy
Just the
shit.
rollout. Yeah, the rollout just has to be right. You know what I'm saying? So we talk,
Ah. I
yeah, we
like how you
talk.
said that.
Absolutely.
I
So
like how you said that because a lot of people, when the thing would be done, next week. But I like how you said the rollout has to be right now. Now, see, y'all up and coming rappers need to pay attention to my man right here.
yeah, man. Like I feel like the introduction, everything has to be, you know what I'm saying, done right. It has to be a progression. You know what I'm saying. We're gonna start here, and then we're gonna take flight. You know, when it comes to that. So there needs to be several videos shot and done. I'm actually gonna review a video today that's done for that project, and as soon as I review that, we're going right back on set to do something else. You know what I'm saying? I need 2 or 3 videos done and ready to go. I'm not gonna spit the whole formula, you know what I'm saying? Because some cats ain't gonna do it anyways. So you can tell them the whole blueprint, they ain't gonna do it anyways because there's a lot of shit that's involved with it, and they just ain't got that type of work ethic. You know what I'm saying? It's done today. Hit the button. Put it up on SoundCloud. Put it up on Spotify and everything else today. No, we ain't doing that. I sit on. I got a whole nother full length project that we've been sitting on for the last year and a half. That you know what I'm saying got Crime Apple, Rome Streets, a lot of other cats on it. You know what I'm saying? But we've been sitting on the shit because we just don't feel like they ready for it and the time's not right. You know what I'm saying? But and there's videos done for it, like 3 or 4 videos already done for that whole project.
Oh
Um,
shit.
People may have heard me mention it, but at the same time, we just don't feel like we know it's palatable, but we just don't feel like they stomach strong enough for it. You know what I'm
For them to fully digest it.
saying? Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about like my end goal. You know what I'm saying? Project wise, like so, I gotta leave you with something that I have you like, damn, I wish he was still at it. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, that is not it. That project is not it. So you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Then there is more work done. The thing is, I just won't rush through shit just for the sake of having several projects out there. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure everything I give you is actually worth having to the point where like I pulled prior years shit down. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna give that to you again in re-releases like Angels with Dirty Faces and Lord of the Boiling Water. Just because I feel like I hit my stride after those, but I still want you to have those.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a little fat on them and beef that product up, you know what I'm saying, and make it a little more potent for you, and then give it back to you. I'm gonna reintroduce it, you know what I'm saying? Take it in the kitchen right quick, and then bring it back to the table and be like, try this.
Okay.
You know,
But see, like, and that also shows too, like, you take a lot of pride within your music too.
Here you go.
Okay. Um,
What happened?
you take a lot of pride within like your strategetic and within you releasing your music too. Like even I like how you celebrate. You said it earlier. When Riggs got his first vinyl, you felt like you got your first vinyl too. So that shows like the celebration and what makes a strong camp too. Now I'll tell you something about this too. When I heard The Only Way Out, I don't usually run back to albums like How I Do My Favorite Movie. But when I heard this shit, I played from the intro all the way to the end because that it's a cinematic movie. But for somebody who was born in the '90s and never really got to experience the '95 Only Built for Cuban Links because I was only 5. But when I got to hear The Only Way Out, that was like a 2019 version of Only Built for Cuban Links from like Rochester's version. I was like, damn, yo, like if this was '95, woo,
Absolutely, absolutely. And what's really dope about it is like that's Riggs and Mooch's life. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
they took you back to a different time. You know what I'm saying? Like through high school and everything.
and and
So
and it's great that the way it came out too. Like even like the summer school joint, like that's how they met. Like that, I love like how that whole project plays out.
absolutely,
And you and at
absolutely.
3 a.m. too. That's when I first heard your voice. I was like, this dude's on Earth. I need to find out who the fuck this dude is.
Yo, funny thing is like 3 a.m. was the song that we did. Mooch wasn't even on it. We did that song 2012, 2013.
Oh shit!
Right. So what happened is kind of revamped it. Like that's still my hook from way
Back
back
then.
then. Yeah, I didn't change the hook, but Riggs put Mooch on it, and I think they wrote verses. You know what I'm saying? Wrote new verses to it or whatever. It was like, yo, look, it's classic. Like we can't change that. So
Did
that's why we kept that. We kept that the same. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
And I think I got a 4 a.m. or something.
Oh okay.
I'm so,
Okay.
yeah, you gotta keep in mind like a lot of the shit that y'all get like be like old, like it just let you know just how far out in front of the pack. You know what I'm
You
saying?
guys really were.
Yeah, like not to toot my horn or their horn. You know what I'm saying? But like think about it, man. I just told you that shit. This is 2020.
It's
You
like
know what I'm
seven.
saying,
That's like
bro?
seven. Like 7 years old. Like damn. Like 9 years old almost.
Right, right. You know what I'm saying? It just
Damn.
tweaked it. Like I said, took it in the kitchen and came right back and said, "Try this, see if you like this one better." Big Ghost put the production behind it because originally, I think the production behind it was somebody else's. I want to say it was Truth or possibly Fifth. So,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Just tweaked it a little bit, and you got this new version of 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Produced by Big Ghost on that Only Way Out project. So it's a beautiful thing right there. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely always a pleasure to be a part of anything that anybody on my team got going.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
going.
I'll tell you one thing though. When if this ever comes out, which I probably think it will, like a cloth, like the cloth album. Oh shit! Y'all thought your DMs were lit now? Yo, if you drop that, your DMs are gonna be more lit than they are now.
I ain't saying nothing.
I love it. I love it. Okay, okay. It gives the listeners too something to look forward to. It's like, okay, what's coming next? What's coming next?
Like, I mean, nah, I am saying something. Realistically, anybody who know us or know music, like you know that like there has to be something in the world. There has
Yeah,
to be. Like, how could we not? You
it'll
know what I'm
be it'll
saying?
be like obvious not to think it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But for now, it's like the Chronic. You know, it's like the Chronic 2 or whatever of Drake
Ooh,
2 for whatever. So like, you get it when it come out.
ooh, fuck,
But you better believe,
ooh.
friend, we watch the successes and failures of everyone. We watch the good moves and the bad moves, you know, that may have been made, and we just don't want to make any of those mistakes.
Yeah.
And one thing I honestly say is that, I really hope everybody catch this, and I could be overstepping my boundaries. You know what I'm saying? By speaking for everybody in the club when I say so, but no vinyl company, no vinyl labels getting it.
Oh
Like
shit. Okay.
nobody get that.
Because that's strictly like your guys is like let's say what's the proper word for it? Like that's your jewel.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
But it shows ownership. I love it. I love it. It shows ownership.
I mean, because a lot of people have asked, you know what I'm saying. But what's crazy about it is when they talk to you about it, like you can hear like the bullshit that come with that conversation, which we already know. Like first and foremost, you can't afford it. Can't afford it.
Yeah.
We're not worried about putting it out. We're not worried about, you know what I'm saying, anything that comes along with it. But one of the things that I feel like the vinyl, label um, have mentioned is, well, they haven't mentioned it, but well, like we know, like if you get that particular project, like you're the fucking guys. You're the guy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's that. Just like
You found that
um,
treasure.
like for Dope is like, you know what I'm saying? Hell, just like, yeah, that's that fucking spot. They got the Griselda joints. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want like the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be some shit out there, but like we're not giving that to nobody.
Okay. Okay.
And somebody, and I may stand corrected, but I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's an internal. It's like this is the first anybody's. I've talked about it with anybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Okay.
also, I might be wrong, but like the first time like we've had in-depth conversation outside of what I'm saying ourselves, where somebody's actually talked about the cloth project.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
yeah, it's
but if a situation feels right too, like it's gotta benefit you guys in the long run instead of benefiting the next company, because it's gotta benefit the claw first before anybody.
oh yeah, the crazy thing is like what I'm saying. Nobody's gonna invest in you. Nobody's gonna put anything into you for the sake of just doing it. Like what I'm saying. There's gonna be a benefit for them. So anybody who may listen to this, I need them to understand that like we are fully aware. Like nobody over here is a ding dong. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you, listen, Lo, I'm gonna give you $1 million. The first thing that should come to your mind is how many fucking millions do you plan on making off of me? If you gonna get comfortably give me $1 million, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I give you $1, you better believe that what I'm saying. After everything that I put into you, I at least stand to make five. So
Yeah.
you get one, I get five. You know what I'm saying? But we playing with 10. But like you know what I'm saying. The other four go into making this whole situation work. But when it's all said and done, you get $1 and I get five. You know what I'm saying? And like that's how a lot of that shit go. And believe it or not, one of the things that I talked to Hobgoblin about is also not giving any any vinyl labels Angels and Demons 3 as well. You know what I'm saying? So like you kind of can see the shift. Things like what is he? Is he just trying to get away from everybody and do everything himself? Like we're perfectly capable of doing so. You know what I'm saying? And even when we've given shit away, you know what I'm saying? We've benefited from those situations as well. But at some point in time, you gotta not chance as much. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
I'm not me personally. I'm not gonna shake many more hands. I might wave at you though.
Okay. But see, like I love the energy too, because you don't hold shit all back too. So that's a rare breed. So that's why I fuck with Mav, Money,
Because
Violence.
you gotta watch and learn. You gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta, so like if you just rapping, then you lost.
Mm. You have to think about what's next after rap.
Listen, what's next after rap? What are you? Most rappers don't do the shit for themselves that they can do. They're comfortable with letting somebody else assume those responsibilities. It helps if you absolutely know, even if you're gonna let somebody else assume certain responsibilities, know how that shit worked. Know what goes into making those things happen, so you can continue to do what you want to do or what you need to do, just in case there comes a time where you gotta do all that shit. It's something about being in a position where you gotta do all of that shit and don't know how to do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Do I know everything? Absolutely not. But do I know enough to um, continue to put an amazing product out there and continue to get it to the masses? Absolutely. Do I know enough to beef up my bank account, my wife's bank accounts? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know how to afford. I know how to put some food on the table. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That shit since I was a boy. You know what I'm saying? I've quietly watched and you know what I'm saying and learned. So yeah, at some point in time it's gonna be a shift. You like that energy change right there too, right?
Yeah.
At some point in time, yeah, at some point in time, you know what I'm saying, we just be a little stingy. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Now, now with you, like, I can't wait to see what you guys come out with in 2022 because, like, what you guys gave us in 2019? Oh shit, yo, I'm ready to digest whatever y'all got in 2020. But I don't want you to like say Denzel and then have people watch and like strategize. I like the element of surprise that when you like even like what you said like when that cloth project, it may come out or it may not. But when that
Uh,
shit come out, oh fuck! If it does, I'm gonna lose
Absolutely.
my shit.
Yeah, a lot of people is. A lot of people is. You know, I think one of the toughest things is like, do we just keep like more than enough to just keep a team? But like, do we keep a team or do we have guests? You know what I'm saying? Do we holler at some of our friends? You know what I'm saying? Friends and associates. Do we holler like, hey, we're on this? You know what I'm saying? Do we holler at Crime Apple? Do we holler at what I'm
Ito.
saying? Yeah, you do. You know what I'm saying? What do you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think just the thought of it is truly exciting. You know what I'm saying, and to know that I'll be in the lab with what I'm saying my guys during that time. When it's time to bring that project to life, and I'm talking as if it hasn't been happening, and I'm gonna let it continue to have that type of feel to it. But you know what I'm saying. Just know that that's always a good time right there. You know what I'm saying. To open the studio doors and see everybody. Like, all right,
Yeah. We
I know
working.
what we do. Absolutely, absolutely. It's a great environment. You know what I'm saying? We have a good time.
Okay. I love it, and that's what makes the music come out even more better. It's when the environment and you have a relationship with the person too. Now,
It does.
when I listen to interviews before any of this too, I used to love to hear the artist say like a little bit of inspirational things, even if it was like a 10-second snippet. But this is how I end each interview because no individual can ever answer this question the same. So with that being said, there could be some young fan that really looks up to you, like a kid from Rochester, really fucks with the cloth movement, and they just have like a hard time going, like figuring out what's going on with them. So with that being said, do you have any words for somebody in a dark place trying to see the light?
Oh man, listen. If you're in the dark trying to see the light, just make sure you stay trying to see the light. You know what I'm saying? Continue. Don't tap out. You know what I'm saying? Because tough shit is what makes an amazing story. You know what I mean? If somebody just relieve all of that shit right now, you get to bypass some very, very important filler that when you win is going to be super, super important. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to eat a little bit of shit before you get cut us through a steak. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Just do that. We've all done that. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I remember times where, um, you back day, like I couldn't do certain stuff, and we can do certain stuff, but like how major it is to for your nephew, like, yo, boom, is all your information right on here? And you be like, yeah, and then you be like, yo, like, all right, so you fly out to Miami or you fly out to wherever, tomorrow at such and such, you know what I'm saying? I'll meet you at the airport, like, yo, it's from putting money from at one point in time putting money together to book studio time to do certain shit. Like there's some sacrifices that need to be made in order to do that, and you'll find that you're gonna be making sacrifices throughout the whole chain. You know what I'm saying? But things lighten up. Like there'll be a time where you can do these things, so your sacrifices will be different. You know what I'm saying? You might have had to eat ramen noodles early on in order to get to phase 2. Now you're no longer eating ramen noodles, but there's some other shit that you're gonna have to sacrifice so you can get to phase 3. Like, so you just gotta roll with those punch. Tap out if you're passionate about it. Don't tap out though. You know what I'm saying? Because when you tap out and then you the cat's passing you or whatever, you get a chance to start over. But like, you gotta start over at square one, and that's where you didn't want to be the last time. You know what I'm saying? So you just got through a lot of shit. Like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Listen, everything's not for everybody. You can't have everything. I don't give a fuck who you are, or what the circumstances are. Everything is not for me. Everything is not for you. Like, we are not the exception. But if you put that work in, what is you gonna get?
Man, I hope somebody samples that. That was a whole gem right there.
Listen, if they sample that, they better cut a fucking check. Like,
Or maybe you even sample it yourself.
well, listen, being that you recorded it, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to figure it out. Like, we have to break you off something.
Oh
So
no,
yeah,
man,
go
no,
ahead.
I'm good, man. I just like, yo, I just love to see the growth of a person, man. I ain't no fucking culture
Yeah, well,
vulture.
shit. But listen, man, you gotta grow as well. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta grow. You know what I mean? So if there's a situation that could allow you to grow as well without doing no bullshit, you know what I'm saying, man? You
Of course.
welcome that. You know what I mean?
All
You
right.
welcome that. Listen, at some point in time, I be doing these shits from, you know what I'm saying, Dubai on the tallest fucking bit, you know, with your hair slicked to the side. You know what I'm saying? You doing this fucking interview with Low. Look at his ass. He got one of them little rocket packs on his back. Dumb shit. So yeah, man.
Okay, man. I love the energy, man, and you have like
Yeah,
great
family.
energy, man. So if you ever want to come back on the show, man, you're more than welcome to, man. You all have to do is hit my DM or make it happen, my guy.
Truly appreciate it, man. Listen, you got Colin today. Um, like when I do interviews, I try to leave Mav where Mav at. You know what I'm saying? One thing I hate is see a artist do an interview and he's still in artist mode, so you really don't even
Yeah.
fuck he like this the corniest shit. So like I said, man, you got me with my dreads, all wrapped up, you know, all of this shit. I got the t-shirt on. Listen, I was sipping on some shit. I was hot in case Riggs see it. I was sipping on some bullshit. Yeah, I was hiding. Hey, look, I was going off camera to drink it.
Man, and also too, like people have to understand too. Like this is why I love doing interviews, because it gives more insight of the artist. It's like, yo, these are people too. They just,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
because
Listen,
people.
man, listen. My wife been walking back and forth past me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my dining room. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She's walking past us. You know what I'm saying? My kids been walking back and forth. They've been doing everything very very respectably. They kind of knew what was going on. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They giving me that space, but I know they can't wait till I get the fuck off so they can. You know, I was doing a honeydew list before me and you got to doing this. You know what I'm saying? My wife had me in the basement. You know, and some other shit. So you know what I mean? Listen, I appreciate you calling to get me out of that shit. Like, Mav don't be in the basement doing no honey. Colin do though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey man, anything I can do to help, my G. Shout out to the fam too.
Word. Look, I look. Where the fuck is Mav when you need him?
So with that being said, this is another classic. I know I say classic a lot, but I really do be dropping classics. Is there anything that you like to let the people know before I let you go, Miles?
Man, listen. A lot of work coming out in 2020. We're gonna pace ourselves. We ain't gonna shortchange you. We're gonna make sure we view all top notch shit. Again, I don't get to say what's classic and what's not top. I'm gonna tell, but you got Angels and Demons 2 coming out within the next month, the next few weeks. You'll be able to get that digitally. You'll be able to get that on CD and on vinyl.
Ooh, okay.
Also, you're gonna get a project this year between me and Michelangelo, which is going to be crazy. You already know about the DJ. I'm sorry, not DJ. Me and Sibs with Ace on E. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that at some point this year. You got me and Giallo Point. So
Ooh.
just strap in, man. You know that's my thing right there. Strap in. You know what I'm saying? Strap in and get ready for this ride. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, we're gonna give you some great shit. And you never know, that fucking cloth project might drop this year.
And I'm telling you, once you hear like just a little bit of these guys' movement, you're gonna fucking check out everything. Y'all heard it here, right here live from Descalo, featuring Money and M.A.V. Money and Violence. Respect both people. Salute, my guy. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, man. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime, my guy. I just stopped the recording.